Hello, welcome to Family Matters with Reese Law. We are a family law firm based in Fairfax with an office in Prince William County and serve the Northern Virginia area, including Loudoun, Arlington, and Alexandria. My name is Kate Reese, and I have been a family law attorney for more than 20 years. I'm a Virginia Supreme Court certified mediator and a nationally certified counselor with a master's in counseling, as well as being trained in collaborative law, which is often referred to as the kinder and gentler dispute resolution process. In this episode, we're going to be talking about children and the holidays. Children often have two homes these days, so we'd like to help you with finding a better way for the holidays to work, not just for the children, but for the parents as well. In talking with colleagues, we've come up with a list of things to think about before the bustle of the holidays begins. It is very possible that you do not have a custody agreement, or you have a custody agreement that doesn't fully meet the circumstances that you're presented with at this time. In this segment on holidays, we are offering tips to improve that situation. First, address the calendar of events and traditions early. Are there events that the children want to participate in that fall on the other parent's time and don't suit the other parent's plans for the children? Or is the other parent having a special celebration with out-of-town family members during your custodial time, and the children would like to see their cousins and grandparents? Can a middle ground be reached, or a trading of time to resolve the conflict? For example, can dad have the children for dinner with the grandparents, and then mom can have the children to see the Nutcracker on dad's time instead? Can the schedule be adjusted for the holiday season? So, in sum, whether you have a court order or not, there's usually some flexibility written in, such as unless the parties agree otherwise. But even if that's not there, if you and the other parent reach an agreement and it's in writing, even emails, of what the exchange of time will be and how that differs from any controlling documents, who is there left to argue about it? No one. So you can effectively reach your own resolutions without involving lawyers and making it work for you and your family. It's important to remember the significance of building happy holiday memories for the children. Planning ahead and remaining flexible to accommodate for special occasions will help to keep the focus where it should be, on the children. The first few years following a divorce or separation can certainly be hard on parents as they adjust to being alone during the holidays, but your children should not pick up on your anxiety or disappointment. They need to see that you're excited for them to have time with the other parent, even if you're not. Don't tell them that you will miss them terribly while they're gone. You may be conferring guilt to the child without even realizing that that is what you're doing. Try to think of something that you know they will be doing with the other parent during their time away that they will enjoy, and talk with them about that. Help them be excited about that. A word on traditions. You likely had traditions as a family before your separation or divorce that may be important to your children. Should those traditions continue? Do you have a civil relationship with your former spouse or mate to attend a holiday performance together or any other special occasions? Is it possible that the group of children and parents can come together for such an event and allow that tradition to continue? Or perhaps one parent does it in even years, one parent does it in odd years, but some sort of accommodation so that the children don't miss the tradition and having that tradition with at least one of their parents present. The advance on this is that when it comes to graduations and weddings and baptisms, the children can feel more comfortable that their parents can be in the same room together, in the same place, and it'll be okay. And that's a reassurance that a lot of children worry about. They're not sure how it's going to go. So if there are new traditions in each household for the children to participate in, that's always a bonus as well. And there will be. It may be as simple as cookie making. It might be as simple as hot chocolate and a special movie with everybody piled up on the couch. For the older children, they can help with developing what the traditions are, and the younger children just need some direction, perhaps on how to make ornaments so that they can see them on the tree every single year. If they are a very young age, more than one tradition might be a bit overwhelming. The older children may be more inclined to like to have a few different things going on at any given time. Listen to your children, know what's going on at the other household. Try not to have repetitive efforts being made. Oh, we just did that at dad's. So yes, I am talking about two parents having communications with each other to make things easier for the children. It will also make the events that they do have and the events that you have more significant because they won't be redundant of each other. So that's a big advantage as well. Um, Now, what if the issue isn't about scheduling or what you can do on your own? What if one child absolutely does not want to go to the other parent's house but won't say why? Talk to the child, possibly with the other parent. Perhaps a shorter visit on one day and a longer visit on the next. Encourage the child to go. Encouragement can be given with the other parent in play or without, but certainly letting them know that you're happy for them to be going and having a good time with the other parent can give the child quite a lot of comfort, and it doesn't have any guilt factor to that. So that's definitely a plus. Now, what if you come up with a plan that works for almost everyone, but one child is not budging, doesn't want to leave the house, wants to stay where they are, and that's it from their perspective. So you might want to work on coping skills with the child as well as working through what is often at issue, which is uncertainty. If the child knows what the plans are, when they're to take place, when they will be returning to the other parent, that can do a lot to lessen their anxiety about going. If they have no idea when the event ends or the time frame is very long, that can cause anxiety versus knowing that they can talk to the other parent every day for a limited period of time, or at a midpoint, they will go spend the night at the other parent's house, break it up a little bit, without anybody really losing any time. But accommodations should always be given on both sides of the fence for this. The coping mechanisms will be helpful for them to be able to help you work them through the roadblock, because obviously there's something that's bothering them and we're not sure what just yet. And they may not want to talk about it. So offer some solutions, including such things as calm breathing. The FDA approved what's called 4-7-8 breathing, and it works for everybody, no matter how old they are. It slows down the parasympathetic nerve system and allows the child to feel calmer. And that is a big help, especially if they're getting more ratcheted up about and anxiety ridden about having to go out of the home that they're in at the moment to the other home. Now, of course, if your child is doing or saying anything that causes you genuine concern for your child's safety, you should speak with a legal professional, and you may need to speak with a mental health professional as well. What about gifts? Children's toys are in large part electronic these days, and they are not inexpensive. If you and the other parent can talk early and talk about what you're considering purchasing, perhaps you can agree to contribute to a big gift that would be from both of you, because both households may be able to handle half of the expense of the item, but not the full expense of the item. And if not, at least having a conversation in advance will prevent you both from buying the same things, or afford you both the opportunity to talk more in depth about some of the emotionally charged gifts that might be given. Emotionally charged would include cell phones to elementary school students or older, and televisions in bedrooms. If you can't reach an agreement on the gifts, it's best to remember that you no longer share a household and you each have to respect the other's boundaries. You may have to later establish some rules around which presents from the other home are allowed to come to your home. But Christmas Day is not the day to be the bad guy or make the other parent the bad guy in front of your children. What will help it all work is a positive, supporting attitude from both households, respecting each other's parenting time and traditions, and if all else fails, flexibility on your part with the goal of creating a positive experience for your children. The material in this podcast is not offered, nor should it be construed as legal advice. The material in our podcast has been prepared and published for informational purposes only. You should not act or rely upon the information contained in these materials without specifically seeking professional advice. Thank you for joining us today on Family Matters with Reese Law. Please subscribe to our podcast channel so you never miss an episode. And you can also see us on reeselawoffice.com. Thank you.